Hello everyone, I am Avinash. In this video, I give a presentation on testing of hypothesis. First, I am going to explain about introduction to hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing is a statistical method used to make inferences or draw conclusions about a population based on a sample of data. It involves formulating a hypothesis about a population parameter and then using a sample data to determine whether there is enough evidence to support or reject that hypothesis. The process is crucial in scientific research. The process is crucial in scientific research, business analytics, and various other fields where data-driven decisions are made. And then, after introduction, we're going to explain about formulation of hypothesis. It contains three types. The one is working hypothesis, second one is evaluating hypothesis, and third is scientific hypothesis. Initial tentative assumption with which data collected, literature is reviewed, and final research thesis. And then second evaluating hypothesis is it is also called falsifiable hypothesis, for it is framed in wrongly. And the third is based on empirical data. And after that, we explain types of hypothesis. What are the types is there? That is three types is there in hypothesis. The one is research hypothesis, and second one is statistical hypothesis, and third one is substantive hypothesis. We're going to explain definition of research hypothesis. A statement of what are the researcher believes will be the outcome of experiment or a study. And then second statistical hypothesis is a more formal structure derived from the research hypothesis. And third one is a statistically significant difference does not imply or mean a material substantive difference. After going to explain some concept of hypothesis testing. What are the concepts is there in hypothesis? I explain some simple concepts, small concept. As the previous section indicated, we can use sample data to estimate the value of now parameter. Another way of drawing inferences about a population is hypothesis testing. The object of this form statistical inferences is to determine whether or not the sample data supports some belief or hypothesis about the population. And the structure of hypothesis testing. The test of hypothesis that the present in this section are called parametric test because they test the value of population parameter. And then what are the steps of hypothesis testing? There is six steps is there. The one is starting the hypothesis, setting the significance level, collecting the data, calculating the test static, and calculating the p-value. And last one is making decision and interpreting the result. And next is what are the characteristics is there of hypothesis? It means what are the characteristics of hypothesis? Hypothesis should be able to relate to a variable, and then what hypothesis should be clear and precise, and then hypothesis must be consistent with most known facts. Hypothesis should be capable of being tested, and then hypothesis must be stated in very simple terms, and then hypothesis must be limited in scope. And after some introduction types and all we explain, and then what are the contribution of hypothesis? It means what are the importance of hypothesis? It describes and explains and predicts the expected result or outcome of research. And then second point is it indicates the type of research design, and it directs the research study process, and it identifies the population of the research study that is to be investigated or examined. It facilitates data collection, data analysis, and data interpretations. And then after contribution, we explain the limitations of testing of hypothesis. What are the limitations is there in testing of hypothesis? Testing hypothesis is not decision making itself, it but help the decision making. It means it's not a decision making singly and means itself. It help for decision making only. And the second point is test does not explain the reasons as why the difference exists. It only indicates that the difference is due to fluctuation of sampling or because of other reason, but the tests do not tell about the reason causing the difference. And then tests are based on the probability and as such cannot be expressed with fully certainty. And then last point is statistical inferences based on the significance test cannot be said to be entirely correct evidences concerning the truth of hypothesis. This is the limitations of hypothesis. This is some concept we explain testing of hypothesis. Thank you for listening. Okay, thank you.